let's talk about paint colors. What are some things that are changing or that you see coming in 2025?
I see a ton of color, actual color. More jewel tones, really rich, rich golds. I've seen reds, teal, magenta, just very saturated color. And then I've also seen like the full color drenching. So it's all the same color. It's your baseboards, it's your walls, it's your crown, and your ceiling. Just like complete saturation of color.
Mm-hmm.
Going away from more of a gray palette, things are creamy and soft. And I still use white a lot, but I like in those spaces I might do a fun color on the sofa, or maybe it's painted furniture, or just kind of
throw
adding
pillows,
throw pillows,
rugs, and
and now I've even seen painting the trim work not white but an actual color, and then keeping the walls more neutral.
That's really interesting.
Yeah,
because I've never seen that, but it sounds like it could really be beautiful.
Yeah. And then too, the use of wallpaper. If you have a fun wallpaper.
I was just about to ask about wallpaper, because a lot of people think that, like, from our generation, they're like, oh, wallpaper. But I've seen some beautiful, like, Birds of Paradise and chinoiserie, if I'm pronouncing that right. A lot of those things that just bring so much texture and color to the room, and I love it. Talking about color and I guess texture, there is a lot, I see a lot of transitional design, which you were saying just a minute ago is kind of the happy medium in between traditional and modern in any kind of area that you like, style that you like. What are you seeing coming up in home decor, and what are some things that you're doing right now that may be different from like the past couple of years?
So a lot of texture. So again, like a grass cloth wallpaper, or a beautiful, paneled wall that's got a texture to it. Plaster, a ton of plaster. And it could be, the traditional plaster that, Italian old world plaster. What I've been doing lately is a lot of millwork. So a lot of ceiling detail. Maybe not so much the accent wall anymore, but using the ceiling as like the fifth wall.
Oh, wow.
Because there's a nice start and stop there. It's not just like one wall. It's not such a huge commitment too. It's not all four walls.
And in your, like in furniture, are you also seeing lots of color?
Lots of color, lots of texture. Mixing of prints. A fun way, if you're kind of stumped on what colors you want to do, find a really pretty fabric that you're like, oh, well, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go this color for the walls.
Yeah. What are some things that we haven't talked about, or even the common consumer may not know, that you feel like is coming up in 2025 that might be a significant change?
A lot of the, a lot is going to be strong. Kind of what we're experiencing here is it will like cross over into 25. And I've seen a lot of, like 24 has been a lot of the plaster. It's been a lot of the wood accents. I've done recently I've done some fluted and reeded furniture, whether it's powder room vanity or something with like a little bit of texture. I feel like that's still going strong for next year. I think there's also like a big thing that I've seen lately too on just some of the houses that I've been involved on the construction part. There's been like more of a wellness feel. So saunas, plunge pools, the whole steam room, this whole feeling of like, not going to the gym, but literally just doing it all at your house. I think that's gotten and will continue to grow.
We've seen a lot here of people implementing plunge pools.
Yeah.
I mean, they're almost becoming mainstream now.
I know, it's
for
crazy.
A lot of buyers. Yeah.
But I've definitely seen a lot more on the like wellness side. I think it all kind of started, with COVID. Things just started changing. People weren't going to the gym. people want a really wonderful home office at home, you know. So I think there's been a lot of shifting to that, like more being at home and having more amenities within your house where you like don't have to leave necessarily.
And it being more of your safe space. A lot of homes can be, I guess, pretty but functional too.
Yeah, exactly.
And since COVID, a lot of people work from home, and you don't want to feel stressed about, you know, your home and what it looks like, I guess.
I know, and it's been interesting too, just like going away from that big open floor plan to more smaller areas, more quaint, you know. It could be like a little reading room, or, you know, just having a little bit more privacy within your home as well. Office door that actually shuts, you know.
Your work has been featured in, you know, different magazines, and you've done some really, really amazing things that I want to share. But so, you know, I'm sure your house is incorporating a lot of that.
It's incorporating a lot of it. Yeah, it's just kind of learning how to live this way as your family gets larger, as you have more, you know, animals around, just a different, you know, as the kids get older. So.
Learning how to live in the season that you're in and still have design that either fits that, or, you know, still have what you want in areas and ways that you can have it.
Yeah, everything now is performance. So it, you know, before that was just like what you put in the hospital, you know, or in a doctor's office, but now it's like I don't really sell any upholstery without it being high performance fabric.
And a lot of people, you know, that aren't our age, that may be older, kids are out of the house, they may, you know, want to design their space for having their grandkids over, or if they have pets themselves. So
so that performance has come a long way.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This has definitely been enlightening for me.
Well, good. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.